Let me introduce you to Dr. Mike. This is Dr. Mike.
What's up?
What's up? How I got started in this profession actually started when I must have been about 11. A couple different things. So, like most other kids, playing kickball and baseball and running around and doing different things. I also was a Boy Scout, and one of the things that we did as a Boy Scout troop was we had a large trailer container where the community would drop off newspapers and magazines, and we would put them from a trailer to, or from a storage shed to a container, and we used the recycled proceeds to go on campouts, etc. But I also had a paper route at the time. So the way those two come together is that as I'm putting away the magazines into the trailer, I noticed a handful of muscle and fitness magazines. And I saw all the pictures in the back of how to go from skinny to muscular, and it piqued my interest at about 11 or 12 years old. So all my proceeds from my newspaper route went into buying supplements and muscle and fitness magazines so I can learn how to get stronger, how to be a better athlete. And so my goals at the time, between 11 and 13, was I wanted to be an Olympic athlete. I wanted to run the 400 meter race at track and field, and I also wanted to be a pro baseball player and an Olympic ball player. So anyway, so that evolved over the next couple of years. I kept buying supplements. I kept learning about nutrition, diet, and exercise, and biomechanics and training. And somewhere in the upperclassmen years in high school and college, I just started gravitating towards helping others get better, since I realized I wasn't going to be a pro baseball player. And eventually that's what I went to school for, was exercise science. And one thing led to another. That's why I'm here. All right, so let me tell you about one of my favorite clients. I have a lot of favorite clients, but I'd like to tell you about Mary. And if Mary, if you're watching and listening, hello, I love you. And so Mary and I started training several years ago when I trained in Massachusetts. And the day that I started training her, she interrupts the training session. She says, "Take a look at that video." And the television station showed her nephew who was shot and killed in the Army. And unfortunately, it was someone that he was shot, he was murdered by one of his own men in his barracks. So that's kind of how our relationship started. And she was going through a pretty rough time, significantly overweight, out of shape. She also suffered from multiple conditions due to a medication that her mom took when mom was pregnant, called DES. So she was a DES baby, so prone to cancers and vestibular issues and many other issues. So as we trained, we worked on all of that. Her dizziness was always an issue, and her conditioning level. So over the course of a couple of years, she dropped multiple dress sizes, and a couple of things that we were able to accomplish were we prepared her for a marathon, a half marathon, and a 500-mile hike across Spain called El Camino. And so at 62 years old, she was able to complete her 500-mile hike. So pretty proud of her, and we still remain good friends. So personally, I've had numerous injuries as I've grown up, and as I'm aging, the injuries seem to linger. But one of the injuries that dogged me earlier on was my right shoulder. So I was a baseball pitcher and a wrestler, and the combination of the two sports, from the throwing motions as well as getting my arm caught behind my head and different wrestling maneuvers, affected my shoulder. So I had a torn labrum, I had multiple bony fragments that were loose, some torn cartilage, and torn biceps tendon. Eventually, when I got married and my wife was pregnant, I convinced my doctor to perform surgery on me, because what my goal was, I wanted to be able to hold my son, my first child. So thankfully the surgery was very successful, and I've been able to effectively rehab it and done. So I went from not being able to wash my hair or put on a shirt because I couldn't lift my arm up, to I have mostly full function of my arm, probably about 95% function of my arm. And what's unique is that I get to build deep relationships with individuals. What I like about coming to work is just helping people, that we're all on the same page. We all have our own goals, unique situations, and we're just trying to be our best here at the gym.